I've been super busy with other video shoots right up until I have to leave for Guadalupe, so I'm packing frantically and making sure that everything is there. Our dive boat, the Nautilus Bellamy, is docked in Ensenada, Mexico, so I have to fly to San Diego in order to take a bus down to Ensenada.
Good.
How are you?
Oh, sorry. What's up?
What's up? I'm Jacques.
Great night.
Yeah, man.
How am I? Great. Welcome aboard.
All right.
And you're Sean?
Jacques.
Right.
Jacques. Yeah.
How you doing?
How's it going? We arrive in the evening and are immediately greeted by the crew with champagne and blueberries. Cheers. I immediately noticed there are 3 huge camera tables. Plenty of room for my cameras and all my gear. The next day is a travel day by water to get to Guadalupe Island. It's roughly an 18-hour trip from the dock to the island. Luckily, the seas are relatively calm and I can sleep pretty well the first night. The next day, the boat travels with its 5 shark cages as I meet fellow divers and prepare my cameras. The dive masters work diligently in order to make sure that all of the dive gear is in proper order. Also on the boat is Nancy McGee, a friend of mine who was recently inducted into the Women's Diving Hall of Fame. She was the first woman to pilot the exosuit, a human-sized submarine. And she is one of the few people to ever film elephants swimming in the ocean. After meeting the captain for a safety briefing, we watch a presentation on Guadalupe Island. Guadalupe Island is a tiny isolated island 250 miles southwest of San Diego, California. Only a few fishermen, the Mexican military, and a handful of researchers live there. Evening approaches and I can see the island on the horizon. There's a beautiful sunset as we get closer to our destination. The Nautilus crew lower the cages into the water. The divers watch in anticipation. We're all excited about the first day of shark diving. Morning comes, and the Nautilus crew are already prepping for the first day of shark diving. They begin by cutting up the tuna that will be used for shark wrangling. The shark wranglers don't feed the sharks. Instead, they tease the sharks with bait in order to get the sharks to come closer to the cages. At least in theory, that's how it works. The reality is that eventually, the shark steals the bait and gets a free meal. There is a total of 5 cages, 2 surface cages and 3 deep cages. My first dive of the trip is in a deep cage. I honestly couldn't tell how I would feel diving in a shark cage. As soon as they started lowering the cage, I feel excited to see my first shark. The visibility is amazing. I start to see the first sharks coming out of the blue. There is no fear, just pure awe and respect for these amazing predators. Go down in one of these cages and I guarantee you any fears or myths of man-eating sharks will go away after spending a few minutes observing these fantastic animals. Diving in the surface cage is a completely different experience. The cages are there to protect us from an accidental or exploratory bite, but they can also be dangerous. The cage is constantly bouncing up and down in the swells like a bumper car. It's challenging to hold the camera steady while preventing your head from smashing into the bars. This trip is a benefit for the Historical Diving Society. Our special guest is legendary underwater photographer Ernie Brooks. If you don't know who Ernie Brooks is, his father founded the Brooks Institute of Photography. Ernie is a pioneer in using scuba in underwater photography after it was introduced in the mid-1940s. Ernie's efforts are geared towards ocean conservation and inspiring younger generations to help save our oceans through his amazing photography and contributions to the cause.
The young people have to be the future, and they have to learn how to preserve and conserve and be able to illustrate changes in our time. You know, we need to reach out to the world and let other nations start to conserve their natural parks, their water resources, the natural environment. It's what we have for the future.
He's a fantastic guy. He really has, even from the very beginning, his images were different than anyone else because no one back in those days really felt that black and white portrayed what the undersea world looked like. But we've always told him that really black and white is the color of our lives.
They're all living in the same world. I mean, that's the beautiful part about it. You know, you look at Historical Diving Society, you look at people from education, you look at people from industry, you look at people from other lands, and we're all here for the same reason, to really enjoy this, the serenity that's here, the peace that's here, and the happiness that being together with friends brings to our world.
Ready to go?
We're ready. It'll be a good day.
Ready.
Yes.
Hey.
It's a little one.
This is a little one.
That is really a little one. And that's a white man.
Yes. Great white man.
Yeah.
Just a special camera for you, or
What's that?
just a special camera for you? Or?
Oh, yeah. It's nice and small.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Gather around those that you really enjoy being with, you know, and talk to one another and listen to one another and really observe what makes friendships last. Education, continue that. Continue to learn, continue to see, to hear, and to talk about it. And one thing, give back. Give back something that you know to others, and especially to young people that are studying so hard today. Okay? So for all of you looking, this is one of the most beautiful dive spots in the world and one of the greatest crew that we ever have. Good divers, safety, and always good images to show the world. And you take care. We'll see you later.